How you guys doing? Today's video is not going to be Galaxy of Heroes. It's going to be about this game here, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Um, this is going to be kind of my whole review of the game. I don't want to do too many spoilers, but if there are spoilers, it's not going to be anything major. I'm not going to tell you exactly what's going to happen in this part of the game. If anything, it's going to be spoilers about like maybe some like the level ups you get, as you progress through the game. No big spoilers about the story at all. So with that all being said, I kind of want to break this down into a few parts to what I'm going to kind of review here, and I will give this a score at the very end. For those of you that maybe see this and you guys want to know more about me, about Star Wars, well, I've been playing a lot of Star Wars games my entire life. And I've been doing a lot of recently. I'm doing a lot of Galaxy of Heroes, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, that is. And I tried this game out, played it the last few days. I was going to stream it, but I decided I really want to just live this and play this just on my own pace. I don't really want to have any pressure of streams and chat. I just want to, and then spoilers too. I just want to play this at my own pace and see how it really is. So that's what I do with this one. And I gotta say, guys, I this one and another kind of story kind of game was kind of like KOTOR and KOTOR 1 and 2. And these are things this game and that KOTOR game, they share a lot of similarities. And that's kind of why I wanted to play this, and I thought it would be kind of cool like that. So getting into the two things that I think they could really have changed here, or maybe not changed, but maybe it would have been cool to see. I would like to see maybe a different kind of path that Cal could have gone down. Again, I don't want to do too many spoilers here. I just think it'd be kind of cool to do like a KOTOR spinoff where he could be either light side or dark side depending on like what you do. But that's kind of like an RPG type of game, and this is really not that kind of thing. But that's just something I'm nitpicking here. I think that'd been really, really cool to see. And then the second thing here, is it's got to be the worst thing in the game. The respawn times are absolutely just really, really bad, really long. And let's say if you do want to kind of go full beast mode, you want to go up to Jedi Master difficulty, or heck, if you want to go real crazy, go to Jedi Grandmaster difficulty. Let's say you're in some boss fights. Maybe you haven't played a lot of these games in the past with like the combat system. You're gonna get just demolished, and if you continue going down those hard difficulty paths, you're gonna be in a loop, a never-ending loop. It kind of seems like, of respawn times that take upwards of 30 to 45, maybe even to a minute long respawn times and loading times. That is probably the biggest issue I have with this game, and that's an issue that I think could be fixed easily. I don't know if they want to though, because the game's already been out, But that's just a couple of the things that I really think were really, in my opinion, either should have been fixed with like the respawn rates, or something to consider like for the longevity. I know this is not going to be a long-term game. This is like only like a one-time playthrough game for most people. But I think they could have done some cool stuff here, and I really believe that if they do any DLCs, this game would be even cooler than it is now. This game's already cool. We'll get into some of that cool stuff later on, what I like about it. But DLC stuff I think could be really cool to add to this game. Either new planets and new things to explore, and then adding in like an additional storyline with Cal Kestis here. Just something there I think would be really, really interesting. They've done this with previous games that I've played, like Arkham City, the Batman games, and Assassin's Creed type of games where it's like single player, kind of open world, kind of not. So just something to throw out there. I think it'd be really cool to see these DLC planets and more story to the game. But going on to what I think is some of the best parts of this game. Number one, in no apparent order at all, is the music. I think the music is a huge part of this game, and really any Star Wars game out there, and any Star Wars themed thing ever. The music in Star Wars is always a huge role, and for me, that's why I love Star Wars, is because the music's awesome. And I think in this game, the music is by far some of the coolest and the nicest things about this game, really. So the music is for sure a nice thing to have, and especially like when you're either fighting a boss or you're just kind of roaming around trying to do your own quests and stuff, and the story. The music is always on point, and that's why I love it. So the music's great here. Next I want to chat about is the customization. This is a really cool thing that I thought would be kind of boring, but it's actually pretty cool. It could be kind of like a disappointment, but not really, because having just like, as you play through these maps, you can just always change your outfit, which I think is cool. Having the customization ability is really cool, and you don't have to pay any money for this. You don't have to put down, $5, $10 on a skin. You can just play through the game, and through different of these crates that you open up, you can get different things for your lightsaber, your poncho, your outfit, your BD1 droid, your ship, the Mantis. I mean, there's so many cool customization things here. It was a really cool thing for me. I liked it a lot. Maybe what I would have actually, I think it's cool. I just think that maybe more outfits, not just a poncho, would have been cool for him. But I guess his poncho is his look, right? So I guess there's not much to do about that. But everything else I thought was really, really cool. So just a couple things there. The third, I think, is the biggest one I want to chat about here, and it might take a while, is the combat system. The combat system in this game is very, very good. So I chat about the Batman games and Assassin's Creed. Those are some that I've played, but they're not even close to being as good as combat system as this game is. I know people are comparing this to like a Dark Souls, or what's the other game? Fallout? No, not Fallout. I can't remember the name. But it's similar to like a Dark Souls, I guess, where you're fighting these big bosses and you have to like kind of either parry or just kind of dodge all over the place. The whole system, in my opinion, is very fluid, especially when you're fighting like a one-on-one. It gets kind of tricky when you're fighting, when it's like 1v2, v3 even, and you're like fighting multiple enemies. But that's where, no spoilers at all, really. I don't want to spoil this, but you will get a double lightsaber blade, and that's kind of where it kind of helps out there in that part. So that's really, I mean, the whole combat system is great. You get certain abilities as you progress. The entire skill tree is amazing. I think they did a great job with that. As you progress through the game, you get more of these force powers, and you also get, these cooler skill trees with different moves you can do, extra HP you can add onto your guy, and more force, power as you can continue through the game. So skill tree and the combat system works hand in hand. So good, in my opinion, that I don't think there's anything of a better game that I've ever played that's kind of like that, in my opinion at least. And that's where I love this game the most, is the skill tree. I think is some of the coolest stuff, and the combat system. I mean, I would, on purpose, I would purposely hit up one of those meditation spots just so all the enemies respawn back in, just so I can hit them again, because the combat system and fighting those guys is so much fun. And I'm not even doing it for XP to level up. I'm just doing it to have fun and fight these things and these all these different enemies you're going to be fighting. So that's great. So the combat system is just amazing in my opinion. And as you go through the game, you're going to be fighting some different bosses of different levels and how hard they are. Every single one that you fight, it only gets better, guys. Like from the very beginning to the end, it only gets better. So I mean, the combat system is pretty flawless in my opinion. The story to the game, I think, is one of the last things I want to touch up on here. I don't want to spoil it too much, guys, for people who want to just play this without knowing a whole lot like I wanted to. So I want to try to keep that as close to my experience as possible. So for the story, this does take place after Order 66, so there was going to be a huge emphasis on Order 66 and stuff going on there. So the story, in my opinion, is so good to the point where they could have, yeah, they did make the game on this, right? But the story was so good here, guys, that I think they easily could have made a movie out of this. It is just that good. It is extremely good, in my opinion, and I wouldn't be surprised if people on this game and the people who are like acting the game and all that sort of stuff, they could have made this into a movie, and I would watch this and I would love it, because that's just how good it is. This is one of the, outside of Episode 3, I think this is the only Star Wars thing ever that has mentioned Order 66 again, or has shown it in a movie, or in this case a game. So the whole, as you get flashbacks of all that stuff, without spoiling too much, you're going to get a lot of Order 66 feels and vibes, and that is a cool thing I think they added in here with the story. And I think that this could easily be made into a movie. I just think it's that good. I would love to see that, honestly. I think they could make a lot of cool things out of this as a movie, and the character of Cal is so relatable for a lot of people. In my case, just such a cool character, in my opinion. I just love the whole concept of this game, of this story. Everything about this, in my opinion, is a solid game, and you feel so immersed into it, in my opinion. and there's not a whole lot of negatives besides, you know, the respawn times, and they could have potentially done some changes. But this is a story about this person, Cal Kestis. There isn't much to do about a different alternative path. This is set in stone canon stuff with the Star Wars stuff, so they can't really do much about making him go dark side. So this is just, you know, nitpicking. The biggest thing I have with this game is the respawn times, in my opinion, are really bad. Everything else is extremely fun, and it's just all the people you meet along the way. You feel immersed, guys. It's a great game, and if you guys haven't either seen this game from other person play it, if you guys haven't played it, or maybe you are done playing with it and you want to know how like what you think of other people playing it, like how I'm doing right now, or if you want to wait to buy this game later on, like for a holiday sale, this is my review of it. And guys, I'm gonna give this 9 out of 10. The only issue really I have is is the respawn times with the combat. That really puts a huge damper to the whole experience, in my opinion. It really does. I've been just fighting, you know, some of these big monsters, these people that, like these Sith or Inquisitors or whatever. You die a couple times and you're just sitting there like, huh, I was that close. It was 1 HP off killing that person and I died. And you're just like, wow, these respawn times really suck, and they kind of do, and that's really the biggest issue here, and that's why it's a 9 out of 10. Everything else is so on point, and I love it so much that I really, really do recommend this game to everybody. Anybody that loves Star Wars, it's a must-have, in my opinion. You have to play this game yourself, and you got to learn the story. You got to just be a part of this game because it is so fun to play. Everything about this game I love. And if you guys aren't a huge Star Wars fan, and you just like the idea of like a lightsaber and just slashing things, you're going to love that too because the combat is amazing. So that's pretty much it for the video today, guys. I know it's nothing crazy like I would typically do for like a Galaxy of Heroes, but I had to do a review on this game. This game is amazing in my opinion, and it's just one of those games that I think I can see myself replaying in a year or two, and just keep that cycle on because it's just that good of a game. Is it going to be as replayable as KOTOR? Probably not, because KOTOR has a lot more moving pieces, but this game is a great story for people who don't know about it, or people who just want to slice things up and just have a lot of fun. So guys, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy this video, give it a like, share it around, and if you guys are new here to the channel, feel free to sub. That's pretty much it for my video today. Thank you guys for watching all the way to the end, and I will see you later.